Welcome back to the program. Are you ready for a free and prosperous Cuba? That's right, 66 years of tyranny and communism is going to be coming to an end, folks. The Cuban people have had enough. This president has had enough of these tyrants in Cuba and elsewhere. And what's happening right now is historic. And we'll get to Iran in the next segment. But let's concentrate right now on Cuba. Ever since Venezuela's Maduro was extracted, I said it right then and there. The Cuban regime is going to fall at some point. I think I said within 2 years or less. Well, it certainly looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot less than the 2 years that I predicted. Now, what has happened is that the country, which is known, of course, for rolling blackouts, sadly, that's what communism is all about, right? Stipend food, rationed health care, and of course, rolling blackouts. Well, those blackouts are no longer intermittent. They're no longer an hour at a time and then it comes back on. Or, then the next day you don't have any interruptions at all. And then 2 days later you have 2 or 3 hours and then it comes back on. No. We are talking days and weeks now of rolling blackouts. People's food, of course, is going bad. Supermarkets can't keep any of the food. The regime is crumbling, okay? And it's crumbling to the point that the Cuban people are taking matters into their own hands. Libertad, right? Liberty. Listen to this. A group of residents in Moran, central Cuba, protested early on Saturday, targeting the local headquarters of the ruling Communist Party. Now, let me stop there. Just the other day, yesterday I think it was, or the day before, I think it was Friday actually, so yesterday, the Diaz-Canel, the communist dictator, said that he is, quote, negotiating right now as we speak with the Trump administration. Now, I don't know what those negotiations are all about. I know President Trump has said in the last week and a half, that they're desperate to make a deal. They want to make a deal. We're going to work out a deal with them. There is no deal with communists unless the communist government steps down, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? And lets the people have a new constitution and elect new leaders. There is no deal that can be done with the communists. None whatsoever. So I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, Diaz-Canel has said that he is in negotiations with, quote, the Trump administration. The demonstration reportedly tied to the island's energy, as I said, and food supply issues, resulting in the partial destruction of the building and 5 individuals being arrested. Cuban authorities labeled the event as, quote, vandalism acts, stating that protesters threw stones and set fire to furniture in the building and the reception area. Social media videos also revealed damage to a drugstore and a store in a local area near it. The Cuban government has opened a, quote, investigation into the incident amid the country's ongoing severe energy shortages. President Miguel Diaz-Canel confirmed on Friday that no petroleum shipments have arrived in Cuba for 3 months. We are halfway through March. The extraction of Venezuela's dictator, Maduro, happened, I believe, on January 3rd, right? So let's do the math here. They're out of oil. They're not getting oil from anywhere else because of the embargo. So we have squeezed like a boa constrictor this communist regime that relied heavily upon Venezuela for not just oil, but for goods, services, some healthcare, food, aid, all of it. It's all gone. It's all gone. We own Venezuela now. We're running Venezuela, basically. So 3 months without any gas, guess what? Whether you got a Studebaker or whatever you got, whatever those old cars are, they still need gas, and they're not going anywhere. So it then says, attributing the crisis to the U.S. energy blockade and embargo. He added that the country is currently relying on a mix of natural gas, solar power, and thermoelectric plants. The energy crisis has forced the shutdown of 2 power plants and limited operations at a solar plant as well. A recent blackout was blamed on a broken boiler at a thermoelectric plant, which caused complete shutdown of Cuba's power grid. As Cuba grapples with these challenges, President Diaz-Canel noted that discussions are underway with the United States government, marking the first official acknowledgement of such talks amidst this ongoing crisis. So there you have it, folks. The Cuban regime is on its way out. Now, obviously, we are busy with Iran right now. And so I'm sure once this is taken care of and done with, we will then address whatever's going on in Cuba. But I want the old Cuba. Now, granted, I was born in 1975, so I've never been to Cuba. I've only seen it in pictures and images. But let's understand that pre-1959, so before the revolution, the Castro Revolution, it was the Las Vegas of the Caribbean. Hotels, casinos, gambling, Hollywood stars. I mean, it was beautiful. It's beautiful. There was an old movie, way old movie. I think it was in the 80s. I don't know when it was. I think it's somewhere around the 80s or late 80s, whatever. It was called Havana. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Robert Redford who stars in it. And it gives you a very good glimpse of pre-Castro Havana in the 1950s. I want to see that country go back to that. I want to see the embargoes end. I want to see car dealerships come onto the island tenfold so that they can have newer vehicles. I want to see, Rodeo Drive type of things. I mean, I want to see Miami in Cuba, in Havana. I want to see those people flourish. I want to see them making money. I want to see the billionaires that are Cuban, that are American Cuban patriots that have lived here and have contributed to the United States of America's economy for all these years. I want to see some of them go back or have dual citizenship, stay here, go back, whatever you want to do. Rebuild Cuba in the new year. I want to go to Cuba. I want to hang out on the beaches in Cuba for a week with my wife. But that's still not anytime soon. But it is getting ready to crumble. This regime is going to crumble. And that is going to be an amazing thing for those people. The other day I took a picture of North Korea and South Korea at night, satellite images. And you can clearly see North Korea, total darkness, complete darkness. South Korea, all lit up at night. So I said to myself, let me take a picture of Cuba and put it next to Florida and see if it's the same thing. Guess what? It was the same thing. Cuba, completely pitch black. Nothing. Florida, all lit up. That is the most stark visual aspect of what real, true communism looks like. All you got to do is look at it from the sky, and you can clearly see between capitalism and communism. So I am just so excited that this regime is going to end in Cuba. Let's pray for these people. Let's pray that they don't starve to death. These are all great human beings, and more liberation is coming. I mean, this is great stuff. This is historic stuff. That's why when people say, "Oh, Trump's not doing this domestically," he's not. I don't care, man. I don't care. Liberating 130 million people in a little over a year, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than that. So, good times coming. We are winning. We are winning big. We are winning on the global geopolitical landscape like ever before. We got rid of the Maduro. We're getting rid of the Cuban regime. We're getting rid of the Iranian regime. We're going to secure the Arctic. Folks, this is good stuff. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.